One of my favorite things that Drake ever said is that business is always personal. In this business, if you do something to me that could like hurt me, I'm personally affected. So I should take it personally. It's not like I'm an employee of Walmart and Walmart takes a hit, but I get the same check regardless. It's like, no, if you do something to hurt my business, I make less money. So it's like, it's personal.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of the One More Time podcast. I'm Playback Ben here with my co-host,
Henry with a 3, a.k.a. the Trap Jack Black.
Trap Jack Black. Who do we have in the hot seat today, my friend?
Welcoming in on episode 85 of the One More Time podcast. He started with the hip-hop collective Odd Future. He went to Loiter Squad on Adult Swim. He's now a member of Jackass. It's Jasper Dolphin.
What's up, Jasper?
No? Never got that before?
I look like him?
I mean,
We didn't know.
I was struggling with that one. Yeah, we do this every episode, and you were kind of a tough one.
But
I thought about Schoolboy Q would have been a good one.
No, I've heard Schoolboy Q before, though.
That was my backup.
You know, if you would have told me, I would have worn a bucket hat.
That would have put it over the top.
in all seriousness, we have manager, co-label owner, works with Jetsonmade, Rockkin, the list goes on and on, to be honest. We got TP in the building.
TP. Yes, sir.
I love Loiter Squad, too. That's one of my favorite shows in high school.
It was good, right? The run was too short.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Loiter Squad.
R.I.P. Loiter Squad.
So, happy birthday, Young Nudy.
Right, yeah, it's his birthday today. I'm actually going to his party as soon as I leave.
Oh, wow.
We didn't get the invite, but, you know,
guys can come
that's all
if
good,
If
Nudy.
y'all want to come, y'all can come.
Okay, there it is.
Damn. Might have to call the wife and be like, I'm going to be home a little later than I thought. I'm going
You're
to
married?
Young Nudy. Yeah, I'm married and have a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right? How old are you?
I'm 32. About to be 32. Sorry, in February. I'm 31. Well, why am I already saying I'm a year older?
You've been saying you're 32 for months.
For like a year, yeah.
Chill.
No, but yeah, happy birthday, Young Nudy.
Yeah.
You know, you guys go back. How did Young Nudy enter the picture of TP?
I met Nudy as Savage's road manager. And Nudy was just coming with us on, like, whatever show Savage did, Nudy would always come and open up. And that's kind of how we met. It's crazy. We actually met over Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, like I was, we had a show in like, it was on tour with Uzi, like years ago.
Savage and Uzi?
Mm-hmm. Parental Advisory Tour, I believe.
Okay.
I want to say Parental Advisory Tour. Yeah, it was like Uzi, Kodak, and I think Kodak got locked up.
Sounds right.
So it was Uzi, Kodak, co-headliners, and Savage was the opener. And yeah, so every morning, or every Saturday morning, I would, open my laptop and watch Dragon Ball Super. And one day, I think it was in D.C. or like Virginia, somewhere up there, Nudy just like walking by. He's like, "Hey, that's Dragon Ball Z." You know how he talk? Yeah. And his voice like so. And I was like, yeah, it's like a new series. Like they made a new series. And they continue the story. And he was like, shit, I mean, they already got Dragon Ball GT. And I was like, nah, GT don't count. They kind of like, it's like non-canon. And he was like, so this the new one? And I was like, yeah. So he was like, oh, hell no. So he sat down and I was like, you watch Dragon Ball Z? And he was like, hell yeah. So I started over and we watched it. And like the whole tour, that was like our thing on Saturdays. We'd get up early before everybody else because the episodes came out like Friday night late, but we would be at the show. So Saturday morning, like the whole tour, we would get up and watch Dragon Ball Super.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So how do you go from just two guys watching Dragon Ball Super to ending up, working with Nudy?
So
how does that, progress?
After that, he started taking like rap, like he was already taking it serious, but like super serious. Playboy Cardi invited him on tour. So
around what time? Like, did he have a record that was moving? Like what era was this for Nudy?
It was the Parental Advisory Tour was maybe I want to say 2015, and I want to say it was Playboy Cardi's tour when Magnolia first came out.
Mm-hmm,
So what was that 16 or 17?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was around that time, and I think Nudy had EA or Yeah at the time.
Okay.
One of those two. And he asked me, because I was like, doing the road stuff for Savage, and he asked me, he was like, I'm going to a Cardi, like, come with me. And I was like, bet. And then him and his manager at the time kind of like, I don't know, they got into it or what, I don't know. They kind of like fell apart, and I kind of just knew what to do. So I kind of just stepped in over time.
Was that your first, because obviously you've been doing some, tour management and road management, with Savage. Was that your first like official artist manager role, or had you managed artists up to that point?
I had managed artists up to that point, but nobody else like big.
Yeah.
So it was like, that was like my first real one, yeah.
What do you think he saw? Was it just your ability to manage what was happening on the road? He's like, well, fuck, you probably know how to help me in other areas. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think he saw?
It was that, and it was also like, so the person that Savage manager, Meezy.
Shout out Meezy.
Yeah, like
from the Mound.
One of my best friends. That's who like got me even into being like Savage's road manager. So it was also like Nudy like looked at me like another Meezy, and he was like, I never we never talked about it, but I'm assuming it was like shit. Meezy do a good job with Savage. TP and Meezy kind of the same. He'll do a good job with me.
Yeah.
We never really spoke about it because it's just not something we talk about. But
doesn't need to be said.
Yeah, it don't gotta be said. But
Nah,
I just feel like it's just like it's like a natural progression type of thing.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Yeah.
So I saw a post that you made, and it was Druski pretending to be like a gangbanger and like talking about knowing Nudy.
Yeah.
And like that was back in like 2018 or something when you posted this. We're pushing 2023 now. By the time this comes out, it'll about to be 2023. I
think this will be the last episode of 22.
Drewski's obviously entered another stratosphere of fame.
Yeah.
What was he doing at that point? Like, was he
just
popping?
making skits.
Okay,
No,
just
he was
the
just making
skits.
And it's crazy because like I thought he was hilarious.
Oh, I mean that video you posted, I was like, I was doing my research and I was like, this is gold. He needs to repost this right now because like it was basically him like wearing a red fucking bandana and just like pretend. Oh yeah, I know Nudy. Like it's just
I know Nudy and them, man. And then like he ride around and like whoever the off screen guy. He like, hey, what up? And the off-screen guy like, who the hell is you, boy?
Just basically playing off of the fact that like a lot of people in Atlanta claim that they know
people,
and like they don't.
Cloud chasers.
But yeah, so like that's crazy to have found that video of him like I guess talking about Nudy, and I guess that was clearly
he was the guy to know at the time.
Exactly, he was showing that like Nudy was on this trajectory that. I just thought that was hilarious. Go ahead.
I don't know, because me and Nudy speak, ever so often. I don't know if him and Druski actually even like still talk now, but I know after that video, Druski was like, when I reposted it, he hit me like, yo, get Nudy reposted. And I was like, I'll try. But Nudy was like funny about shit like that, because he didn't know Druski at the time. And I remember Zone 6 Day at Whitewater theme park. They took over Whitewater, they shut it down. Future, Nudy, Big Bank, and 21. They shut down Whitewater theme park. It was a thing anyway, Zone 6 Day, but that year they shut down Whitewater. It was just people that they invited in there. And I remember that's when I introduced Nudy and Druski. That's when they first met.
Wow.
I can't imagine a Zone 6 day at a water park.
Whitewater.
Yeah, no, it was a great time.
It sounds fire, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Damn, I bet some memories were made that day for sure. So, do you feel like Nudy gets the respect that he deserves?
I always felt like Nudy is an artist.
Yeah.
I feel like, of course, he has a massive fan base, but I feel like way more artists respect Nudy than the average fly-by-night rap fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's also a big white fan base because an artist that I work with opened up for him in Athens, Georgia, at UGA, and there was hella white people that knew every fucking word to Nudy, and I was just like, yo, I didn't know y'all were all tapped in like this. I mean,
but see, the thing with Nudy is I kind of, and it's something I didn't know that I was doing at the time, but I did my best to try to do it. It's I was thinking about what made, at the time, Savage and Playboi Carti have that kind of cult fan base.
Yeah, because the people that are fans of Nudy, a lot of them, Nudy's their favorite artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And, a lot of those people came from Pierre, Carti, and Savage. Mm-hmm. So it was me at the time doing a lot of research to figure out what builds a cult fan base. And of course, it's about the music and delivering when it's time to deliver, like projects, singles, whatever. But it's about the lore too. You know, like at the time, as a Nudy fan, like I remember one of the fan favorite things that he did was we went to New York to do the Double XL pitch thing, and it's one interview he did where he was like, it was the voting thing when it was like, why should you vote for me? And I think Nudy said some shit like, yeah, I fuck with Double XL, man, but I only came here because my manager made me. So y'all folks vote for me. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. I don't give a fuck. And at the time, I remember like, I was like, why would you say that? You know? And I was like, but it's like, that's what makes Nudy Nudy.
Yeah.
And it's like, as a manager, you'd be like, you didn't have to be that real. But the fans ate that up. Like that clip was reposted so much. So it was like the moment that I thought was like a fuck was actually like a eureka. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I've seen artists do that now, but it's like they're faking it. They'll like pretend like, oh yeah, my manager made me do this, that.
Yeah.
Because I think people realize that was like a strategy.
He's also a bit of a trendsetter in that regard.
Yeah, he was probably the first.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So fast forward to today. You're obviously working hand in hand with your business partner and a client of yours, Jetsonmade.
Shout out Jetson.
Jetsonmade, another one, is back at the Grammys this year.
Yeah.
You
Again.
posted a while ago that like if he won a Grammy, you were gonna buy a Rolex, and then you flexed like a huge amount of cash because you didn't win the Grammy, so you saved all that money. If you win this year, what are you buying?
Is he on Future's album or where?
No, Jack's, right?
Jack Harlow.
Oh, Jack Harlow.
Yeah, Jack's.
If I win this year, what am I gonna buy?
Yep.
I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
Let's go.
I've been wanting that electric Benz for so long, and that'll be my like.
So the regular Benz you pulled up in, the AMG, is not good enough?
No, no. It.
What's wrong with the Phantom outside?
Yeah.
I wish. Well, one of my mentors always told me like this: the perfect time to buy something dumb is to commemorate something important. So
That's a good one.
Holiday told me that. So
Shout out Holiday.
yeah, you know. So
that's what we're buying. The electric Benz.
yeah, I want when it comes to cars, I'm gonna keep that one. And it's like I want the electric Benz and I want the AOTY RSQ8, the truck. In case I have a kid, I want to have an SUV.
Sure.
So
Trust me, I'm already knowing that. Just even him being 7 months old, it's like, shit, now I realize why people have fucking SUVs. It's like, you got to, we went to the freaking beach and it was like packing our lives away. And it was like, how are we going to fit all this in a fucking Lexus sedan? Like, it is not happening.
and see, I only drive coupes, so it's like
even worse.
You definitely can't fit a family in a coupe.
No.
No, you got to upgrade if you're trying to have kids, bro.
Have to, so, yeah.
So how you feeling about the Grammys as a whole right now, man?
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I'm always like never too upset because I realize I just take it for what it is. Like I'm never the guy that's like in the past before I was kind of in it, I was more upset than I am now that I'm in it. You know, because now that I'm in it, I understand like, and I've had the conversations with like the people that are doing the picking and why they pick this and why they pick that, and it's like I get it. You know, it's like it's not that deep. It's like the people that are doing the picking are like, they don't know the base level of the culture because they're so high up.
Yeah.
But do you think that's a problem though?
No.
No.
They're an organization and
We as a society need to just understand it more.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like if you don't, like how you guys are like ancillary for music, like you guys are like not directly in the music industry, but like you report on it and you cover it. So it's like, it's kind of like you guys are supposed to know. But the person listening to your podcast on the way to work in the morning, it's not their job to know the inner workings of the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? What does that benefit you to know the process of the inner workings of the Grammys?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why? So I feel like it's just a talking point for people. I don't think anybody really cares that much. But, you know, like, my thing is, every now and then, a song like Glorilla, like FNF, will crack its way through and make it to the Grammys. And people are like, oh, look at that. And it's like, bro, because that song did what it was supposed to do. Like, if you're going to be that culturally relevant song that makes it to the Grammys, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
They have dropped the ball a couple times though.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's human error. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it's not a robot or a machine picking it. It's
Right.
people.
Yeah, exactly.
And people make mistakes. I make mistakes. You do. You know, we all make mistakes. So it's like,
Yeah, and it is people and music and art is subjective. So like
Right.
I do as much as I love to shit on the Grammys. Don't get me wrong. We've had a blast doing
and,
that.
And, you know, we all like to talk shit about it. You know?
Yeah, but it's like at the end of the day, they are people, and to your point, maybe they do have very valid reasons for like what they picked as being in the conversation and even who's winning. Right?
What's the reasoning behind Macklemore?
Now,
I
see,
wanna
that
hear
was
it.
a glaring fuck up. And, you know, that was one of the ones.
That's the worst one.
That's what
Of all time.
I'm not gonna lie. No,
Come
I
on.
mean, that's the one that everybody likes to pick, right? But my problem is, I don't look at the rap award. I want black artists to win one of the big four. So it's like my problem is like when like Adele or Harry Styles or some Billie Eilish, like when they come through and sweep, you know, and
What did Billy win like 18 last year? Or
right,
some shit.
and it's like, hey, nah, you know, like was that really album of the year? No, you know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick Lamar, like Drake is one of my favorite artists. Drake and Future are my favorite two artists, right? But I personally feel like every time Kendrick Lamar drops an album, he should win album of the year. Not rap album of the year.
Yeah.
He should win album of the year because artistically, not even sonically or musically, artistically, nobody's doing that, bro. Like the thought that he put into them albums.
So is he your pick for rap album, Mr. Morale?
I mean, I think Jack's gonna win.
I might have to
biased.
disagree with you on
Yeah,
that. But
a
yeah,
little
that, you're
biased.
supposed to say that.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So speaking of, you know, another Jack Harlow and Jetsonmade collaboration, What's Poppin', literally went fucking bananas.
That's the one.
It borderline broke the internet.
We're almost diamond.
Almost diamond.
Wow.
We're 7 times certified, but it's actually 8. They just haven't certified number 8 yet.
Wow.
And you got to go 10 for Diamond, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need 2 more.
Damn.
So
yeah.
we're close.
We're close.
We're
You're
close to
one
diamond.
TikTok campaign away.
Yeah. So my question is like, as the producer manager associated with that record, what do you do when that happens? Like when you catch this moment of like virality and just like, you know, into the next stratosphere of success. Like,
How do you capitalize?
How do you capitalize? Like, what are the moves that you make to make sure that like, okay, we're getting the most we can out of this success right now? You know what I mean?
I just think it depends on the client. So with Jetson's thing, he likes to be the guy that breaks the new guy. Like when even like take it back to before it's popping, even after like Suge and Bop with the baby, he was already talking to me like, okay, like what's next? And I'm like, man, Travis Scott, Drake, 21. And he's like, yeah, that's cool, but like I want to find somebody else. Like I want to find the next guy that I'm gonna break. And I'm like, that was kind of new for me, you know, because like prior to that, I didn't. And Jed will tell you this, like when our first meeting, when I first met him and started wanting to manage him, I didn't know shit about producers. And I told him that. I said, I don't know shit about producers. But
So how did you even get that meeting? I guess like set the how did that happen?
Nudie.
Okay. Shout out Nudie.
yeah,
There it is.
Birthday boy.
Nudie and Pierre had like, they got into it a little bit around the time Slimeball 3 came out, I believe. They made up now, it's all good. But
I need a new producer.
not even new. He just like, you know, they kind of had like a little disagreement. You know how it is. And so my thought process was, okay, instead of trying to go out and find new producers, let me go back to Slimeball 1 and 2 and see who the other standout guys was. And that's how I found Jetson. Because he did like Real Right, you know, some of the butt naked bitches, I think, yeah, from Slimeball 1, was like my other favorite records from Slimeball 1 that wasn't the ones that Pierre did.
That's an iconic song name, by the way. Butt Naked Bitches.
Right.
Like, doesn't get better than that.
B&B.
And I was like, this guy's fire. Like, you know, like I need to meet him. And then that's how it happened.
Okay.
It just came from that. So
And so you sit down and you're just like honest with him
Yeah.
about like, bro, I've been working with artists up to this point. Like I don't know.
but you're really
shit.
fucking good.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, you're that fucking good to where I think even me not knowing shit, you're so good. What I do know, if I apply it to just how talented you are, it'll blow up. And he was like, damn. And I was like, yeah.
He's like, where do I sign? No, okay. So then y'all start working together, and you know, it makes perfect sense now that you're saying it, right? Like him starting his own label, BoyMeetSpace, that like fits perfectly exactly with what you're saying of like he does want to cultivate and develop that next big act.
Yeah, and that's always been his thing. Like I'm not gonna say I had to make him, but every session he's been in with a big artist, I had to make him.
It like felt like a chore almost.
Yeah, it was like, bro, hey,
This is this guy. Like, come on, man.
And he's like, yeah, that's cool, but they already got, you know, and it's like, with him is like, if I give so and so a hit, it's just another record in their catalog. What does it mean? You know, like with the baby, it's like Suge is it's a timeless record. Like Bop is less timeless than Suge, but it's a timeless record. You know, like when Jack was popping, it's a timeless song. When Jack Harlow is whatever he is in 10 years, you look back at his career, you can always point to what's popping as the one that started it all. Because he had a whole career prior to that song. He was already touring and he had projects out. It was already a thing. Same with the baby. He already had projects out. He was already doing his thing. That record, when those two forces met, is what changed everything. And that's kind of his thing. He always wants to do that.
He wants to be the guy when you look back at a huge artist and figure out where it all started. It's like, okay, Jetson was doing these records.
This was the guy that made it click.
Yeah, even though it didn't actually all start there, but it like took the fuck off there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
because to your point, Jack's been doing this shit for a
while.
minute.
Yeah.
For a while.
And same with DaBaby. He wasn't just like a brand new artist when Suge and...
He probably had 5 mixtapes out by the time him and Jet met.
Yeah. But like really taking like the fire that was kind of starting to like, you know, be there and then pouring gasoline on it and just taking it into, you know, a whole nother level. Yeah.
He's a trampoline.
Yeah.
Trampoline record.
That's dope. That's dope.
And the whole thing with BoyMeetSpace is like, okay, since you did it twice, like indirectly, let's try it directly.
Yeah, in-house.
Yeah. Like let's find a guy and put you with the guy and see what happens.
Yeah. So for Jet and you, I guess, obviously, how different has like, because it is a label, even though I'm sure you have partnerships with, you know, distro or other labels. I'm not sure like what the business structure is, but like at the core, it is a label.
Yeah.
Where you are signing acts.
Yeah.
How much of like a change has that been, right? Like for you even, because you hadn't done like a label thing up until that point. Jet, I assume, hadn't done a label thing, right? Like have you had to put your like label hat on and like has that been like a different mindset for you?
I mean, nah, because the way we approach it is we kind of just both do our thing in tandem. So it's like before I met Jet, I was already an artist manager, and Jet's always been a producer. So before he was working with DaBaby or Jack, he's working with other people anyway. So it's kind of like we just do what we do together, and it's like we're not, at least not right now, we're not looking to sign 10 acts. We're looking to have a roster of 4 to 5 guys that we're working with day to day, dedicated.
Yeah, let's go ahead and shout them out.
Yeah,
who's on BoyMeetSpace?
So Rockkin, PG Raw, Surf, and Legend Ye.
We've got one of 4 as a podcast alumni. Shout out Surf.
Yes.
One of my favorite people, man.
Man,
We love Surf.
Man, that was one of my favorite meetings.
What happened?
It was like when I put Surf and Jet in the room, I could just tell. I was like, yeah, this is gonna work.
Yeah. I mean, he's just got the best energy.
Yeah, man, he does.
He's a workhorse, man. Like, and he's just such a great personality too. Like,
He's unbelievably talented too.
Yeah, he's
Let's
fire,
not
bro.
deny like
He's
his
fire.
voice is crazy.
He sounds like Post Malone.
The vibratos are unbelievable for
I love
sure.
it.
Some of his melodies, I don't even understand where he comes up with this stuff. We've worked together a few times. I produced some records for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm trying to make that album, man.
Come on, man. Listen, let's do it. I can't wait. I can't wait.
so we had Cam Kirk on the episode before this, I guess it will be, right? Yeah. And, he talked a lot about Metro Boomin and honestly his own career as a photographer and entrepreneur. And part of what worked so well with Metro is he branded himself almost as a rapper. I kind of feel that way about Jet.
Yeah.
Where his branding is like, this dude's just as much the star as the artist. Do you feel like is that an intentional strategy?
It was something that he felt strongly about from the very beginning, because he always felt like, and it goes back to not on like no narcissism or an ego thing. It's about, I'm the guy coming in at a pivotal point in the artist's career and changing everything. So it should be highlighted. And it's like, it's not no thing where I'm the producer, I deserve disrespect. And it was like, nah, I'm the guy coming in to change shit. So it's like, I want to be known as the guy coming in and changing shit.
Has he done like projects under his own, like Jetsonmade, like Spotify, for example, and stuff, or not yet?
We need a Jetson album.
We do need an album.
Yes,
we do need an album. We actually working on a couple collab projects.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
because obviously Metro's been notorious for those.
Yeah,
and his own project. Heroes and Villains is going.
Heroes and Villains is fire.
185,000 first week, 105,000 second week.
As a producer,
yes.
Quit making fucking excuses, producers. Put your own fucking music out, bro.
No,
Build a brand.
Metro's the GOAT, bro. Like Metro's, like, aside from being like one of my friends, he's just the guy. It's just like I tweeted out the other day, like, he's up there with like Dr. Dre, Timbaland,
at this point. Yeah.
And people were like, and I'm like, bro, like,
do I need to serve you his catalog?
What else does he need to do?
When you think about the biggest artists of today, either he helped break them or gave them a hit.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just rappers. He gave The Weeknd the #1.
Yep.
Low Life, right?
No.
Or even before
Heartless.
that. Okay, yeah.
The Weeknd has a Billboard #1 record with Metro. Future, Thug, Migos. It's like
Travis, 21. I mean,
the list is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you, like, the thing about Dre and Pharrell, Timbaland is like, when you look at the time period, the guys that were making the moves around that time were all associated with one of them. So it's like, today, when you look at the guys that are at the top of the game, they all have something to do with Metro.
Yeah,
it's true.
They all do.
So is that kind of like the gold standard for even a Jet?
Yeah, I think like the producers that are like coming up after Metro, like Jetson, Take Heath, like the guys like that. I think that's all the goal for like anybody that works with us, or like it's to be that for this generation. Because Metro was like 2010s, so I feel like right now we're in 2020. So it's like, anybody that's coming up now, is you want to be that guy for this generation.
For sure. So how important do you think a producer's tag is?
Super important.
Yeah.
Super important.
I go back and forth on this all the time.
Really?
All the time.
Well, because you are a producer, so how do you feel about it?
I see the value in it. Here's my main thing I'll say about tags. A good tag should sound like a part of the song.
Who your favorite tag?
I mean, Jetson has a great tag. Yeah. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's up there.
Who your favorite?
Man, I don't know if I could answer that right now, but
my favorite tag is Take Heath.
Take Heath, that's a legendary tag.
I can't even say it. It's not fair.
Right.
They're just excluding white people from saying the tag.
Yeah.
But a good tag, like a tag that comes in and you're like, ooh, that's like a tag. That's never a good thing to me. If a tag like sounds like it could maybe be the first bar of the song, it's always better. Or even Pharrell is legendary for just the 4 count.
The 4 count, yeah.
Like that being a tag boom, in the
boom,
beat.
Boom, 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 boom.
I love, that's incredible. That's super creative. And so like the tags are cool when they're like, they sound like they fit the song. Some tags feel like they should not belong.
So Metro has a handful at this point, for example, and I think he does exactly what you're saying perfectly.
Yes.
Well, he'll use the like Metro or then he'll use like
whichever one fits.
Whichever one fits the song.
One makes the most sense.
Does Jet just have the classic? Oh Lord, Jetson made another one.
He experimented with a couple. Like him and Jack actually have one.
Okay.
And it's like Jetson made another one, baby. But I don't know if he actually like implements it.
Okay, like for other...
It didn't sound hard just then. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's hard as the original.
It was like...
Let's blame TP for that one.
Yeah, it was, I'm doing it.
I'm sure I did not know justice to his real tag as well.
I'm doing a rendition, but it's like... But it also, at the same time, it just wasn't as good as the original.
Yeah.
And I think the thing with Metro's multiple tags is like they all hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I thought was so cool is when Jet was bringing a choir together to do the choir version.
It actually wasn't Jet.
Well, who did that?
That was Nemo. That was like Jack's like right hand man, Nemo. That was his idea.
The Oh Lord, Jetson made another one.
Shout out to Nemo.
Shout out.
Wait, why would they go? That's crazy.
They are family. Like Jet and Jack are like brothers.
Wow. And so he just thought that would be a cool marketing and like experimental
They
thing.
considered it a part of the song.
Yeah.
Not just a tag.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is dope.
fucking, I'm so happy I just found that piece of information out. I was like, that looks so well orchestrated by Jetson of like my tag's legendary. Let me get these like choir singers to come in and do this.
Matter of fact, Jack had a an intimate listening party for the album at STK when the album came out. Was that 2020?
At a steakhouse. That's kind of tight.
STK. So they were just playing the album back to back. So we all sitting down having food, whatever. And I remember Nemo walks over to us as the song is playing, and he was like, "When the song gets to the end, I'm gonna come back over here. I want y'all to hear something." And we like, what? Because we haven't heard it yet. The album's not out yet.
Oh wow.
So, the song plays. Adam Levine. We're like, oh, that shit is dope. Because Jet has like played me Jack's versions. Because I heard all the songs, but only the version that they made in the studio.
Yeah, up to a certain mix or whatever,
So
like in the process.
I haven't heard any of the final versions of anything.
Yeah.
So, it gets to the end, and Adam Levine is doing his like his little humming or his
little Maroon 5
his
thing.
Maroon 5 thing. So then and then the crowd comes in. Me and Jet looking like, yo, what the fuck? That's hard as fuck.
So Jet didn't even know.
No.
Until it was done,
Wow.
submitted.
This makes it so much better.
That's way cooler.
It's way cooler than me just thinking like Jet was on some
he
like
hired a choir.
Right, nah, because that would be so anti-Jet.
Yeah.
That's not a Jet thing. That's not a thing that Jet would do.
Well, I don't know him yet, so
Right, but
We haven't had him on the podcast yet, so you know what I'm saying.
We can get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be legendary.
That's not like it's not him. He's not that guy to be like, hey, let's have my tag with a choir singing.
Yeah.
Not him. So when we heard it, like Nemo and Jack are like laughing, like, oh, y'all like that? Y'all like that? And we like, bro, that shit is fucking amazing. Like,
that is. Shout out to Jack and Nemo. First of all, coolest nickname ever. Like
Jack and Nemo sounds like a buddy duo.
So what's the biggest difference then between, artist management and producer management that you've seen? We've talked about a lot. We've talked about this a lot with, several other people. Steve-O, who went from managing, Mako, who I think you had some affiliation with even back in those days.
that's where we got our Twitter names from. Like,
okay.
And IG names. I think Steve-O never put it in his, but my Twitter name at the time sucked. So I was like,
threw the OG in there?
Yeah, I was like, fuck it, I'm taking this.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously he was with Mako and, then he transitioned to start working with Parker. He admittedly kind of had a similar meeting of like to Parker, like, yo, bro, I've never managed a producer. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing really. But Parker obviously saw the value.
You're good as shit.
Exactly. Right. So, but what have you seen now that you're, deeper into the game? What's been the biggest differences between like how you're having to approach, Jet's career as a producer and then, maybe Rakim and obviously Surf and the other guys, on the artist side?
Different side of the business. I just think what I will say, just it will take me so long to just explain because you're fighting for two different things when you represent the artist, represent the producer. But I feel like me knowing both sides lets me operate from a place of fairness where I can make everybody win. Because I understand from just dealing with Jet and the business on his behalf what I need to do to make sure he's happy and comfortable. And just from working with Nudy and now all my other artists, it's like I know what the artist needs to be comfortable. And now I can do both because I understand both sides and now I can make sure everybody gets what they want. Like, I can give an example. One of my producers, Tre Tax, he had a record.
Oh, you represent Tre Tax
Yeah.
too? Bro.
TP's the guy.
I know.
So,
Apparently, I didn't do good enough research. I'm pretty sure I saw him on Kingmaker Management, actually. But
yeah. But Tre, me and Tre was friends first, and he kind of just asked me one day, like, bro, I need help, and I was like, for sure, no problem. So, he had a record come out, Blanco Brown featuring T.I. It's called Trap Still Bumping. So, you know, I have a thing, and I did this with Jet too, where it's like, if you know the artist, like Jet met Jack first, but we all kind of, I think the second session they had, I pulled up. So I met Jack right after, you know, their first session. They actually made what's popular in their first session.
Wow.
But I pulled up, and so we all know each other, because before the song came out, we was in session after session after session, late night, you know, just building a community. So I didn't meet the baby until Kirk. So, but it makes it feel more real to me when I meet the artist earlier, you know, because I feel like I'm part of the what's going on. So, just for me knowing the business and things of that nature, Tre had the record come out with Blanco and T.I., and it was a discrepancy because I don't handle the business. I don't get in between it when the artist knows the producer personally. I feel like I've never when and this is a thing that like people on the other side don't really like, but like when Jet and the baby talk about whatever they're doing with the songs, I don't come in and like make any edits when it's presented to me on paper. You know, it's like if the guy that the baby signed to or Interscope, whoever is like, hey, this is what it is, I'm just gonna say, hey, no, this is what Jet and the baby talked about. It should look like this. So if they come back and say something else, I'm just standing on this is what I was told.
Respect the relationship.
It's like those guys know each other. They have history. It's not my place to be the business guy and come in and fuck that up for any reason. Whatever they say is what they said. You know, so.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
If Jet fucked it up by saying, no offense, I'm just saying, I don't know if he does this ever, but just like, if he agreed to some shit that maybe.
Some shit that don't make sense, it's like, I would advise him that I don't think it makes sense. But if he says, hey, bro, like, nah, that's just what we're doing for this one, that's what it is. I'm not going to go back and forth on a personal thing because, you know, music is bigger than that one song. You know, it's about the relationship over time. So I would never make somebody do something that was in detriment of a relationship to make $1. So. Yeah,
that's interesting. I mean, because I've talked to you about this as well of like, if I know someone and you know someone and we're all kind of friends and shit, it's more like whatever y'all say goes, to be honest. Like, I'm going to do, of course, whatever like Henry wants, like, because I manage him as, you know, him as a producer. So it's like, bro, if you said this with that artist and shit, that's fine. But if you do want me to come in and like act like the business person,
just tell me that and I'll do it. You know?
I kind of do prefer that too. Even though people are my friends, I kind of like, you know, I don't want the business to hurt the friendship.
Right. Because, you know, it's weird like that.
It can be.
You know, so, you know, when the record came out with Tre, T.I., and Blanco and Tre had talked about this or that, and, you know, no management or nobody knew anything what was going on. So, you know, things got misconstrued back and forth. The song came out, it was a thing. So, you know, management finally get on the phone, and now we're talking about it. And I'm on the phone like, hey, this is another record. It's Monday. We're going to do this shit the regular way, you know? If Tre's a producer, he gets what producers get, you know? And that's just...
Yeah.
And that's just what he got.
You know? Like 50% of publishing and then some points.
And then, you know, like his standard thing is like, you know, X amount of dollars on his advance, 50% publishing, 4 points.
4 points.
So it's like... And if it's a co-producer, they split it. You know, I do a thing where it's like if it's for a co-producer on the record, and you didn't tell me, hey, this producer agreed to this, I just bust everybody on
split it even. Yeah.
If it's 4 guys, everybody gets a point, and it's 12-5 apiece.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So something that I listened to a Metro interview recently, something that he talked about that's interesting when you are acting as kind of that producer artist, right? Like he does. He just does swaps too of like Future's on his, album. He's giving Future one for the, probably no advance or like minimal or like whatever, So it's like, that's when this shit is just bigger than like robotic business.
Because there's 1,000 ways to do it.
And it's all people.
There's people and it's, and it's, everybody like to say, and like, don't take business isn't personal. Don't take it personal. But one of my favorite things that Drake ever said is that business is always personal. And it's like in this business, if you do something to me that could like hurt me, I'm personally affected. So I should take it personally. It's not like I work at some corporation and you did something to Walmart and I'm an employee of Walmart and Walmart takes a hit, but I get the same check regardless. It's like, no, if you do something to hurt my business, I make less money. Whatever responsibility I have now have to figure it out because I have less money in my pocket to figure out my own things. So it's like, it's personal.
Yeah, damn.
Business is personal.
It is personal.
That's tough, man. So, I did want to ask this, to be honest, because, I'm curious. You've had a couple of experiences where clients of yours have been put away. They've been locked up. Jesus, Henry.
Oh,
so, yeah,
that
hurts, Henry. How does that impact you, right? Like,
it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Because,
it puts a halt on everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you have to like be patient and see how things play out before you start making some, I guess, erratic moves where you have to, because to your point, this is your livelihood, right?
Yeah.
And if you're a manager and you're working off of commission that is driven by an artist's revenues, they're locked up. There's only so much fucking revenue they can make behind bars.
Right.
We know that you can stream whatever, right? You're not doing shows behind bars. It's just not happening.
Right.
So like, yeah, what was your experience like when like Nudy got locked up and obviously Ken was away for a bit, right? Like, how did you deal with that?
Nudy getting locked up hurt me a lot. That was like my first rodeo. So I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I just remember being scared every day. Like, damn, like I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
But that's how I met my current criminal lawyer now, Scott Smith. Now I'm not as worried.
Shout out Scott.
Because I have Scott.
Scott helped with Kenny?
Yeah. So it was crazy. So like when Ken got locked up, everybody wanted to hire a lawyer from Augusta because they just felt like he would handle it better.
Is that where Ken's from?
Yeah, Ken's from Augusta.
Okay, wow.
And then the lawyer we hired did a great job. Not the best job, but he did a solid enough job. Taking too long for me. So once I felt like it was time to move this shit along, I brought the powers that be together.
You call the big dogs. You call Scott up, be like, "Hey, bruh,
yeah,
we need you."
And literally, when we added Scott to the case, Ken got out like a month later.
Wow.
Shout out Scott.
He's good.
Scott is the GOAT.
Is it a thing too where sometimes in hip hop, artists can kind of get clout from getting locked up? You try to capitalize off it at all, like a first day out kind of thing, or is it just all bad?
It's a slippery slope, man. It's like you kind of have to, but I hate it. Like I just hate clout moves.
Yeah,
I try to make things real as possible. I just hate like clout moves. Like, I hate anything done specifically for a clout. But it varies. I will say that because I do have my moments where I do want to do a clout move. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
what's like one that comes to mind? Come on.
I'm mad you asked me.
Yeah, let's get it.
I wanted to say one, but I wasn't gonna say it.
Now you have to.
You have to.
Because you asked me. So he gonna be mad at me for saying this. But Surf.
Yeah.
Surf has a song called Bet.
And Russ dropped a song called Bet with the same shit.
And it's the same song.
You gotta capitalize off that.
But Surf didn't want to.
What?
So I left it alone.
Wow.
But I wanted to just because of my dislike for Russ.
I FaceTimed Surf immediately when I saw the Russ song. And he was telling me just wait, as in like
he was gonna do something.
He was gonna do something. And then he psyched himself out.
I don't know. He just he just didn't want to. He matter of fact, we had a convo and he was like, I don't want to be the guy that's known for coming at somebody else about a song. And I was like, bro, he stole your song. And he was like, yeah, but I just don't want to be known for that. And I was like, I feel it. I respect it.
He could have came off in a humble way, I think, like, oh, wow, this is kind of funny, you know, or something like that. Like,
This is kind of funny.
this is interesting.
I was trying to find a way, but you know.
Damn.
I'm interested in your dislike for Russ. Let's unpack that for a second.
So it's not the traditional, I don't know why everybody else don't like Russ. The reason I don't like Russ is people like, and I don't like Chance for the same reason. People like him and Chance that like did it a certain way.
Independent?
Yeah, but it's like, but they had factors involved in their career that's not replicable, right? And when you leave that information out, you make the next guy think that it's doable. But what you didn't tell him is I had this other thing going on that I don't like to talk about.
What did Russ have?
He dropped like 400 fucking songs like in a year, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like Russ probably got like what, like 10 gold records, 10 platinum records maybe? And it's like, if you just look at it, it's like you were throwing darts at a board, like blindfolded, you know?
Is that a legitimate strategy, though?
Is it?
He's Russ now. Selling out.
So it's like, you know, can the next guy do that?
Maybe.
Maybe. Right.
I don't know. That's an interesting one.
I don't know either, but
Yeah.
I just know it's not what I would recommend.
I'll say
the records
this.
can't be all quality, for sure.
No, I'll say this. I think what I dislike about Russ is kind of where I think you're going. It's the way the information's presented, where it sounds like he makes it sound like it is so simple,
But it's not.
but he's arguably just a 0.00001% chance
Right.
of that working.
He's an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Exactly, where
And-
he presents it as if it can be the new
Right.
rule.
And it's bro, and everybody that knows like statistics and the way things work is like, bro, that's not how it goes. Like the average artist that's gonna be big is gonna be signed to a label. And the label's gonna pump million into them and they're gonna become a superstar.
Yeah.
And it's like, but even that is already a 0.0001% chance.
Yeah.
So it's like, you mean you're gonna be the anomaly of the anomaly and tell people that it's a
That
thing
is so easy
that they
and
can
like,
do.
yeah.
You know, I just paid for my own radio. It's $300K. I had the money. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
It's a recession, bro. Nobody, people ain't got $3. You talking about 300,000? Nobody
Bro,
has that, bro.
That's interesting, man. So you're from Atlanta, right?
yeah.
Born and raised. Which side of the city?
I was born in Alabama.
Okay. Oh,
I moved here when I was 5. Yeah.
Awkward. How the fuck did you become such a diehard Packers fan? Like, we need to know this.
My dad was a Brett Favre fan. He was a diehard Brett Favre fan.
Okay.
Brett Favre also played for the Falcons.
Yeah, he
though.
did.
So he brainwashed you into the Packers.
Yeah.
And into the
Yeah.
cheeseheadedness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was your first experience like at Lambeau? Like I saw you were there a few years back or something.
Me and Oz went. Oz took me to a Packers game.
Straight on the PJ, right?
Yeah.
Private jet.
Let's not discount the fact that he's also a part owner of the Packers, technically.
Not a part owner. I wouldn't
Don't be
say-
Russ and like
Explain it.
you know
Yeah,
give
yeah.
false info.
Explain it.
The Packers are like a privately traded team. You can purchase shares of the Packers, and I just happened to buy a couple.
It was like $5 a share, guys. It's not that impressive.
Minimum investment got to be like up there, 50 racks or something.
Nah, I think it was like $500.
Really?
Yeah.
We could be,
You want to should one more time invest in the Packers?
I mean, maybe we wait till they get better.
Nah, but
The
it's
shares will go up.
True.
no
Yeah, invest low.
So nah, because you can't sell the shares
Ever?
and they're not worth anything.
Sounds like a terrible investment.
No, it is.
Sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
It's fan service. It's like literally, I love this team so much. I want to give them my money in a different way.
Do you get tickets or anything?
No, you get tickets to a shareholders meeting.
Who cares?
Where you don't get to vote on anything.
You don't get. I mean,
and you don't get to meet the players.
Yeah, like it's just like a meeting.
Of other just diehard fans that were dumb enough to give their money.
Yeah, and I
This is
went.
amazing.
I went. It was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a early NFT scam or something.
Yeah.
Like a real life version.
Hey, don't talk about NFTs.
Well, but they tell you that it's worthless though,
Okay, at least they're honest.
and they
about
say
it.
you can't sell them.
Okay.
They're non-transferable shares of a football team.
Yeah.
And there's just infinite amount of them.
No, they only release them like to be sold like every like 10 years or so.
Okay, that's at least a little bit of exclusivity.
So I had to have them.
Yeah, I had to
because I will be 40 next time they come out, and it's like I can't wait that long.
Right,
had to. So speaking of NFTs, you're also an investor in Sound XYZ, right?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Dope.
How did
you know that?
That's how good I am. How did Sound XYZ just rally up like the culture of Atlanta to be angel invest? Like you, Steve-O, I feel like Meezy maybe got in. So it was a Clubhouse thing?
Yeah, like I think Meezy met the founder David on Clubhouse.
And David was like, I need all your friends.
Because Meezy was dominating Clubhouse.
Yeah. He was Mr. Clubhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so then he was just like, yeah, TP, I need you to join me in this.
I was in a room, a
NFT
Clubhouse room.
venture.
It was Meezy's room, and the owner of Clubhouse hopped in.
Yeah.
And he was talking to him, and Meezy was like trying to get some ownership.
Yeah,
like, if we got to make a phone call, one-on-one, talk to me.
That app was that app was
It was a moment.
What do they call it? Like a culture experiment? Like
Yeah.
like a human experiment. Terrible idea.
People are still like using it. I feel like I see
It's a clusterfuck. It's like all like whack 100.
it's like whack 100 and like gang members and stuff,
like
right?
His weird cult he has.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that about?
Bro, I didn't even know who Whack 100 was until I like listened to a few interviews of him, and I was just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, the thing is, especially in the Web3 crypto space, these people really like talking, but not necessarily being seen. There's something about that.
Yeah.
That's why Twitter Spaces is the new place for them.
And I think in the beginning of Clubhouse, like, it's gonna sound elitist, but like in the beginning, it was so good because it was literally just like, it was invite only, and there was nobody there but like tech bros, and it was like music people started getting invites, and it was this subculture of music Clubhouse, and it was mostly tech, and this small subculture of music Clubhouse, and that lasted probably until about the time where they like the invites started getting sold and they like let Android go on the platform, kind of burnt it out.
Yeah.
Android. Anytime you let Android people do something, they kind of fucks it up.
Shout out the green text message.
Yeah, the green text.
So
bad energy.
Sound XYZ though, that's dope because they've emerged as the music NFT platform. They're the one right now,
and it's super real because let me tell you the best thing about Sound XYZ, in my opinion. We all invest in it, right? Me, Meezy, I think Drama invested in it.
Yeah, Steve-O too.
Steve-O.
Yeah.
And none of us have put an artist on there to my knowledge.
Why? They sell out.
Perfect timing. It gotta be the right time.
The market is way down, obviously.
Yeah, but it gotta be the right time.
Okay.
Like even when it was new, I didn't want to be the first guy. Like, oh, I want to do Rock Kid. And it was like, I want to wait.
Yeah.
You know, I want to figure it out, and I want to do it the right time to where when we do it, we strike, and it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I thought was funny is, I called Steve-O earlier because it's his birthday today too. Yeah. So many people's fucking birthday today, by the way. I was like,
Sagittarius season.
Yeah, I was like what happened 9 months ago that people were just having sex like rampant?
Wow.
No, literally.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's 9 months ago?
9
March?
months.
Like spring break?
Yeah.
Spring break babies.
Spring break babies.
Ooh, okay. Makes sense.
Might be me.
But yeah, so I called Steve-O earlier, and he hasn't really, he like doesn't even know like what his money's doing sometimes. Like,
yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, like, okay.
I do know that David told me that my 10,000 is now worth 60.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's a good.
That's amazing.
It's a good ROI there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want it to be worth 100.
Yeah, well,
once it's worth
don't
100,
we all?
Once it's worth 100, I start to care.
We need the market to come back. You're going to need like 2-3 years, I think, at least. To
And I'm fine with that. You know, like I'm
long term.
Yeah. So, what I find most interesting about the wave of Atlanta executives like yourself, right? Mm-hmm. It seems like all you guys are friends.
Yeah.
And you all came up over the last like 10 years together, right? Mm-hmm. So let's take Steve-O manages, super producer OG Parker, you managing Jet and having the label with him, Red Push at Venice, Amber Grimes at LVRN, all the LVRN crew, right? Like Quinn with Baby Tate. I mean, just all these people, right? Y'all clearly have like a strong relationship and a strong bond. Like that clearly has to come with its perks, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're navigating like opportunities and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So that seems obvious. What I would ask is there ever like awkward times where it's like someone wants something and maybe it's just, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever have to like let your homies down? Like, does it ever come with like drawbacks?
Not for me.
Okay.
Because I don't. I try to deliver. You know, if I can't, I just say I can't, or I don't think I can do it right now. But if one of my friends call me and ask for something, I try to deliver every time.
Yeah.
And I hope they do the same for me. I would hope.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the biggest common, I guess, comment about the music industry is that it's full of fake people. Mm-hmm. Is that your experience outside of like what you've clearly built here in the city?
Difficult question though, because it's like, yeah, but also no, because I don't have expectations for anybody that I didn't come up with. So like if somebody acts funny, I don't even remember that I text you to ask you that and you didn't respond. I don't even see our text thread until I go to ask you for something else, or you ask me for something, and then it's like I get a text and it's like, hey, can you? And now I look at our thread and it's like, but I asked you a month ago to do this and you didn't say anything back. So now I feel away, you know. But no, it's like yeah, but those people from wherever they're from, it's the music industry. It's like that's how they're supposed to act. I'm not bothered by it. So
you see that more in like the majors?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like people are weird, you know. Yeah. But it's like they're supposed to be weird. They're industry people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's so cool what I'm like so proud of Atlanta, honestly. Like I came into the game late. Like I'm like so envious sometimes of seeing you guys who are about my age. You know, we talked about it. We're all kind of like similar age. Y'all have been doing this though, basically since you were in college type of time frame, like, you know, 10 years ago type of deal. And to see what y'all have been able to do, it's almost like, I'm sure, of course, some of you guys have dropped out and failed, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But there's a solid core group of you guys who, going back, you know, me doing my research, seeing posts of like you with these same people 10 fucking years ago, back when Instagram like borderline just came out, like in 2012. It's really cool to see everyone kind of like navigate the industry together and make something of themselves. You know what I mean?
It's funny because when I was in London, I was with Meezy and Tunde. We've been knowing each other 10 plus years. I just went in my phone recently and changed Tunde's name to Tunde.
You had some weird like funny name?
He was a DJ.
Oh, DJ?
DJ Incredible. And it was that in my phone for such a long time. Yeah. And I did it like, I just went through my phone and updated contacts. Like what made me do it was my business partner, Ben, he used to work at Rock Nation. So his name on my phone was Ben Rock Nation. So one day I went and I changed it. And once I did his, I was like, maybe let's go do everybody.
So is he the main Ben in your phone now? Like, so what am I in there as?
Other Ben.
No.
Am I Ben one more time?
No, you're Playback Ben.
Playback Ben. Okay,
yeah, there you go.
That's cool. See? There you go. Yeah. Damn. Okay. So yeah. So you basically had to like go and change Tunde's name because it's like he's not DJ Incredible anymore.
And you know, like and it's like no funny shit. It's like when you first meet somebody, you don't know them. So
you got to put the reminder in that name.
You got to put like Amber Grimes. Her name on my phone was Amber Reebok because she worked at Reebok when I met her.
That was what she was doing back then. Yeah.
Like, she had a promo team, but I knew of her from that. But when I met her, she worked at Reebok. So it was like, even though I knew of what she was already doing, I wouldn't put her on my phone with it because I didn't know that Amber, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's like Quinn, you know, like Quinn, when I met Quinn, we were both Savage's like driver, like road managers. So like I think Quinn in my phone was like Quinn 21. Mm-hmm. You know, so it was like
now he's Quinn Tate.
Quinn Streamcut.
Quinn Streamcut.
Yeah, there
true.
You go.
But now he's just Quinn though, because like after a while, once I know you, once
you get to the one name basis with TP, then you're locked in.
But you know, you locked in way before I change it. It's just I gotta just change it in my phone.
For sure. So you posted something about if nobody hates you, you're not authentic. Mm-hmm. This is like maybe a while ago.
That's a good one,
to be honest. But like, break that down a little bit.
It's a guy on TikTok I found. His name is like Hermes something. Hermes the Cynic or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was on his post. And I don't know. I found that dude randomly because of the algorithm. And I was like, yo, everything you say I don't agree with, but a lot of it, I'm like, this dude don't fucking miss. But I just, when he said that and I watched it, it made me think like, excuse me, it made me think like, damn, if nobody hates you, how can you be your real self? Like, nobody says anything that everybody likes. You know, like, I'm known for being a Twitter troll, but it's because when something happens, you know, like my first thought that I like or dislike about it, I just say it. You know, and it's like, I don't think too much about things that aren't beneficial or harmful to me. You know, like if I'm watching Lakers and AD goes up and gets hurt, and I'm like, man, this fucking bum ass dude always getting hurt. Like, bro, how are you teammates with LeBron and you're not durable? Like, whatever he's doing, go fucking do that, you know? And it's like, I could tweet that and people that, you know, are Lakers fans could get mad and say whatever, but it's like, but I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's my real thought. And it deserves to be into the world because it's my real thought. You know,
give me some of your most controversial tweets. You know, what are a couple that have just caught the most flack?
I don't know. All the ones that catch flack when I say them are about, like, I don't know, girls or something. Like, it's like relationship shit or like,
because is it all the girls hopping in the comments, being like, or like the retweets being like, "Fuck you, TB."
Yeah, it's just like, bro, like, who cares? Like, you know, like, my whole thing is like, you know, I can't think of the tweets, but like my thing is, it was like, if I make a tweet about what I look for in a girl, and you don't identify with that, why do you give a shit? Like, you know, like, people on my timeline say shit all the time that I don't agree with. But whatever you say ain't got shit to do with me. You know, like, if you say your favorite color is blue, some people on Twitter be like, so what about purple? What about red?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what color you like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You have to not care about other people's opinions because people don't know you.
Yeah.
But they still want to comment, and you have to be able to deflect that. Was it Glorilla recently that posted the ad for an assistant?
Yeah.
It was like $500 a week, preferably white or gay or something. And
that was Summer.
That was Summer Walker. Yeah.
No, but Glorilla also posted something about an assistant, and fucking Kato on the track is like breaking it down, being like, all of you guys are in the comments being like, that's slave wages, like blah, blah, blah. And he's like, look, back 10 years ago when I was like wanting to make it in music more than anything in the world,
I would have taken that.
I would have done it for fucking free.
I'm not gonna lie, like, the problem with the music industry is that nobody has to. So it's like when people on Twitter like, they should get livable wages, and it's like, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
because if you want it, that's not the job for you,
right? And it's like, so I will give you a tweet that I said about the music industry. The best thing is you can always do it yourself. So if you don't like how much Glorilla's paying for an assistant, you can, as yourself, go find an artist, pop them off, have them make hit records, build the brand up, and then when your artist wants an assistant, you can hire them and pay them whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Just go do that.
If it's not the job for you, just move on.
But music is like, everybody's in the game, but you're not in the game. It's like, I tweeted out, like, people are sideliners, you know, or nosebleeders, because everybody's there. Everybody's one song away from being in the game. Everybody's here, but they're not on the field because they're on the sidelines. You know, it's like, you got to make that song first. Boom.
Yeah. I mean, I talked with the former chief marketing officer at Cinematic Music Group, you know, Johnny Shipes' label, Chris Hirsch, and he was kind of more talking to me about, like, you know, I was like pushing 30 at the time when I had a call with him being like, hey, how do I like break into this music shit? And he was like, Ben, and multiple people have told me this as well. It's basically what you're saying of like, go do it yourself. Like, you don't need to go get an internship at a label. Like, go fucking break an artist. Like, you're smart enough, capable enough.
Do it.
People do it all the time on their own. If you want it that bad, you can go do it yourself.
And, you know, it's a highly competitive field.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, it's not like, you know, like being a doctor or a nurse where it's just, you go to school, you get the degree, and you just find the job. Because it's like a field where it's like, it's not a lot of nurses or doctors, I guess, I'm assuming, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I would imagine that, like, it's not that hard to find a job as a doctor. Because
there's probably not a lot of unemployed doctors and nurses.
Right. But I can. There's a lot of unemployed A&Rs. You know, because
there will be no A&R hate on this podcast, TP.
Nah, because like everybody thinks they can do it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know,
Managers and A&Rs, it's like everyone just wants to wake up and say that they're an A&R or a manager.
Even the artists, like everybody thinks that they can do it. Like I was talking to Barry from Since the 80s.
We were just at the Since the 80s recording camp.
How was it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
But we spent like 2 hours with Barry of just listening to him just talk nonsense, but like most of which was about like how John Stockton's not good at basketball. I don't know.
That was a big conversation.
But there was a majority of it of him like talking shit about everything. Just I'll leave it at that. But
and it's like Barry, we was talking the other day, he was just like, everybody thinks they can do it, but like they all scared to do it or just don't want to do it or they want the easy way to do it. And it's like, bro, it's no easy way to do it. Like, did I want a job at a label in the beginning? Hell yeah. But a label didn't want to hire me until I did Nudy and Jetson and PG and Rakim. And it was like, after all of that is when labels was like, hey, TP, you'd be a good A&R. You know?
yeah,
It's like now you don't need them.
Yeah, because you're doing A&R work for
Interscope.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, because I did notice that. So yeah, it is almost like you got to prove.
But it's like that's the game, you know. And it's like now one of my friends, Derek Rowe at RCA.
Yeah,
he actually came up.
Is that double?
Yeah,
okay.
double doozy.
Yeah,
he came up through the label system. Like he was the assistant, and then the intern, then the assistant, then the A&R.
So he was bred.
So he did that, but it's like, bro, that's so few and far in between. I don't even know how to be that guy. You know, I come from Atlanta, and it's like as a Southern thing, we've always been taught to just do it ourselves, and then that'll come to you. New York and LA is like, okay, you know, you go, you do this, that, and whatever it is, I don't know. I'm not from there, you know?
Yeah.
But I think here it's always been, well, let me just do it. Shit, I don't know.
It's crazy. I've said this now multiple times on recent episodes. I think I just live in an Atlanta bubble where like, I think this is normal.
We all do.
Because I'm hearing your story. We have majority Atlanta people. This is like Atlanta music culture is like what we like to highlight. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this story is just
very Atlanta.
It's the norm.
Yeah.
Of like Steve-O, same shit. Mm-hmm. You, same shit. I mean, I don't need to name all the guests that have talked about the same theme, but it really is of like, none of you guys who are now at this level of success in the industry here in Atlanta did the traditional intern to junior A&R to regular A&R assistant to regular A&R.
Yeah.
Like nobody did that.
Also at the time, it wasn't that many labels here to do it for.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's true too.
Like, you know, when me and Steve-O met, it was QC and Street Execs.
Yep.
That's the only two I can even remember, you know. LRN came about a little bit later. And, you know, now you got Slaughter Gang and YSL and 4PF, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now it's opportunities, but back in the days, there wasn't no get a job. Where, you know? Like how?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. For sure.
Like everybody I know that works at a label now, like you know, like Amber and Rachie, they worked at companies. Like Rachie worked at Amber worked at Reebok. Rachie worked at, I think, Rock Nation or something. Like, and it all transitioned into, I did marketing for this company, so I can do marketing for you because I know music people and I've done marketing. I can connect the two dots and work here. And it was like, but it was never a direct line how it was for a guy living in New York or LA.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
So this episode will air right before the new year. 2023, what are you most excited about? Like what's on the roadmap? What are you looking forward to?
One of my main goals for 2023 is I want a platinum or gold record from BoyMeetSpace.
Okay.
It's a good goal.
Yeah, that's kind of like the only thing I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, not just a Jetsonmade produced beat on a Jack Harlow album.
Got enough of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wall is full of those.
Nah, I don't have no space for all the plaques.
Hell yeah. So BoyMeetSpace, gold or platinum record.
Yeah.
We need the plaques on the wall from the BoyMeetSpace label. All right, let's manifest that shit.
Let's go. Should we take a couple seconds?
Yes. Okay, that's enough.
All right, yeah.
Henry, we've entered a final segment of the podcast. Where we at?
TP, we are at the Rapid Fire Rampage. And if you haven't seen an episode before, it's a 3-part rampage. Mm-hmm. I'm going to start with some short answer questions. We're going to do a this or that. I'm going to give you 2 choices. You pick one. Finish it off with a word association. I just say a word, and you just spit one word off the top of your head right back at me. Sound good?
Yeah.
Rampage! Episode 85 with TP, starting with the short answer. TP, what is the greatest physical pain you've ever felt?
Ooh. I broke my foot on the way to a nudie show. That shit sucked.
Sounds painful.
To this day, I never got surgery or nothing. So to this day, it still kind of hurts sometimes.
Just walked it off?
You should probably see a doctor.
Walked it off. Couldn't walk for like 2 weeks, but it was fine.
Jesus.
TP, what is one of the weirdest things you believe in?
I kind of believe in that ice wall around Antarctica thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I hate that I kind of believe in it.
Yeah, that's up there with flat Earth.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as flat.
If the Earth is flat, are the sun and the moon and other planets flat too?
Yes, which they're all not. So we don't need to really even entertain this fucking malarkey.
TP, what is one question you hate being asked?
Why am I single?
Oh, okay. TP, why are you single?
Because I'm a narcissist.
Because of all those narcissistic tweets he's throwing out there.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's his Twitter. If you deactivated your Twitter, you'd
I'll probably
Any
have better
girl
health.
who's about to go on a date with him checks his Twitter feed and then just cancels immediately.
I had to wash my hair.
What is your favorite and least favorite thing about Atlanta?
Favorite thing is the food. Least favorite thing is the traffic.
God, I
Classic
sat in
answers.
so much traffic today.
Classic answer.
Saturday afternoon. Why the fuck?
It doesn't matter what time it is
No,
in Atlanta.
it's terrible.
You can switch lives with anybody for one day. Who do you pick?
Diddy.
And what do you do? I think just
Whatever the fuck he's doing.
whatever Diddy does. We do what Diddy does. TP, what day is the first day of the week?
Sunday.
Thank you.
No.
See?
What
There we
the
go.
fuck?
This is going to be a good one when we mash all these answers up together.
Jesus.
I agree. 16-year-old TP just moved in as your roommate. What is the first thing you argue about?
Cleaning up.
Messy. That's a theme.
Because 32-year-old TP is still messy.
So maybe don't argue about that.
Maybe you're just like, oh, well, par for the course.
TP, you must get rid of 3 states. Which states do you delete?
North Dakota, South Dakota, West Virginia.
Not bad.
Can't hate on it. How many Jolly Ranchers would fit in a Dodge Challenger?
A lot.
There you have it. Wrapping up the short answer, what is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Part 1.
Part 1.
Pretty good. He's quick.
Very vague on the a lot, but, we'll let that slide.
Because 21.
Yeah.
A lot.
You should put
How
the
many
sound
fit
bite
in a
there.
rancher? A
You should
lot.
put the sound bite in there.
Yeah, will. Or Ben will. Someone
Oh,
will.
God. Thanks for offering up my editing skills per usual.
Always.
Yeah.
Moving on to the this or that. I'm going to give you 2 choices and you pick one. Rapping or singing?
Rapping.
Bass guitar or 808?
808.
Snares or claps?
Snares.
Green or purple?
Purple.
Golf or bowling?
Golf.
Wings or pizza?
Ooh, pizza.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Milkshake or sundae?
Milkshake.
House party or the club?
Club.
Would you rather be a poodle with your current brain or be you with a poodle brain?
Poodle with my brain. Women like poodles.
You do.
They don't like me so much.
Maybe he wouldn't
Might
be
not be single anymore.
This dude's like slowly going to have a girlfriend by the time this rampage is over.
Speak every language or play every instrument?
Play every instrument.
And finally, get a face tat of Lil Pump or have permanent hiccups?
Permanent hiccups. There's no way I'll put Lil Pump in my face. No way.
Man, but permanent hiccup sounds like
hell.
fucking
Yeah, but
nightmare.
a Lil Pump face tattoo is not.
It is.
Yeah,
It is
God, those are just terrible choices.
What would you tell your wife?
I mean, exactly. I would have to just be hiccuping the whole time we're married.
I'm sorry about.
Yeah.
But the speed. Let's not discount how well this man is doing on this record.
Record.
Holy shit.
Record breaking.
It's all going to boil down to this last part.
Okay.
The word association. I'm going to say one word, and you just say the first thought off the top of your head. Here we go. Starting as always with hip hop,
Rap.
ego,
Me.
nicotine,
Cigarette.
perfume,
Chanel.
podcast.
Playback band.
That's amazing. Fuck you, Henry.
One more time would have included both of us, but that's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no need to apologize, TP.
Doctor,
Strange.
X,
Fuck. Fuck.
work, Christmas,
They.
whiskey,
Smoky. I don't know why.
I feel like those bartenders make some like smoky whiskey
there's
drinks. that
smoky
are-
tequilas.
No, they like do like burnt
mezcals?
glasses and shit,
Yeah.
bro. It's like a fancy whiskey
Mezcal's
thing.
nasty as shit. Oh,
Yeah, I'd rather have the regular tequila for sure.
yeah.
Duty,
Calls.
Lil,
Pump.
it's fresh on the brain.
Yeah.
Strip club,
Allure.
conspiracy,
Theory.
King,
DDD.
Kingmaker Management.
Tried to throw the alley oop to Kingmaker, but nonetheless,
But nah, Smash Bros.
This has been
fair
TP. Appreciate you coming on. As always, please
Thank you,
like,
guys.
comment, and subscribe.
much love.
Hope
Much
I didn't
love.
bore y'all to death.
No, that was amazing.
At all. No.
Until next week, Henry, what are we doing?
Getting out of here.
We're getting the fuck out of here. Peace.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Hop up in that foreign skirt, no. All the homie, this shit tripping, no.